So today we're going to be doing a book talk on World After, which is the sequel to Angel Fall, as it says right here on a little imprinted thing that's stuck on my book. It's not even a sticker that I can remove. It's like on it. I can't peel it off. If you haven't read this book yet, I want you to leave. So we end in Angel Fall with Penryn, and she's paralyzed by the venom, but everyone thinks she's dead, and Paige carries her onto the back of the van and they drive off. So we begin there in this book, which I really like. I hate when it's like several months forward and they're like, oh, I'm fine, and you're like, wait, blah, 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 blah. I like how they started off exactly where they ended. Penryn's just like, okay, sit up. I guess if I thought this through, I would have been prepared for the screams, but oops, too late now. Tweedle went D-dumb, I don't know which one came down first. They're just like, no killing the dead girl. She still has Raffi's sword, and she gets there and everyone sees her family as a freak family. The freak show is here. Everyone saw Raff like handing her over, and they're like, does she have a connection to him? I'm surprised that they don't ask her about it. Like, what do you know? Why did he carry you? I guess they kind of got a little bit carried away by her dying and coming back to life. So Eden, okay, they're cool. They're staying at the resistance camp, and Paige can't eat the food because stomach can't keep it down anymore because she's meant to eat. What is she meant to eat? Human flesh. And they're trying to avoid that because how do you get her human flesh? And one day Penryn finally is just like, oh my god, I know what she needs. She needs meat. And Paige is like, yes I do. So she gets her little hamburger. No. Later that day, she gets rounded up by this gang and no one's helping her, and then her sister comes and beats them off, and then she eats the gang members, and you're like, oh crap, and they can't trust her anymore, so Paige runs away. And it's kind of interesting because in both the books, it's this journey to get Paige again. In Angel Fall, it was the journey to save Paige, and she turned into a creepy doll thing. And then in this book, it's the journey to save Paige because she's going after Belial, and she needs her family back together. Is the third book gonna be her going after Paige again because Paige needed to go on a journey to discover her true self? You tell me. And then this swarm of locusts come down, and the humans were burying their friends and loved ones alive.
Yeah, I got stung by one. It's just paralysis.
No. She's dead. My love is dead. Can't you just let me mourn over?
Should have just given it a chance. Like, don't you want just a sliver of hope, like a little bit of hope? I mean, this girl survived it. You don't really get to see Raffi until the end of the book. I mean, you see him a couple times in dreams, which isn't satisfying. You see him walk by, and it's not satisfying because she doesn't talk to him and they don't hug. And then you finally see him at the party at the Airy, and how interesting is it that Penryn gets to be one of the twins that we read in Angel Fall. So you know how in Angel Fall they go to the Airy and they see Uriel, and he has this twins, and it's so interesting because she becomes one of Uriel's little twin backdrop girls, and she learns like why there's terror in their eyes, and she's like, why would they come here? What's the point? I don't understand what the lady means by get an angel protector. Like, what would an angel do for you? Like, just enjoy your presence as a little pet? So I guess they're like treated like pets for angels, I guess. Yeah. So Uriel's announcing that the humans aren't behaving like we're supposed to, and the warriors start freaking out and they start killing all the humans in the room. Penryn kicks the guy bullseye in his face with her heel. I knew she would do that. Raffi's just like, oh my god, it is you, and he's like, shh, don't ruin my damsel in distress moment. And she stabs the guy in his crotch, and he's like, I've always wanted to meet a girl that fights dirty. Get a weakness. Angels, so far, can't die unless it's by an angel sword, which humans don't have. They can't swim. How are we gonna take this to a water-based attack? Like, will the resistance like contact submarines? I feel like all the submarines would be dead. They can't like build their own little sailboats, so I don't know how that fight would go down. We don't know where Raffi or Penryn's loyalty is. Raff really has his loyalty to the angels. He's just kind of helping Penryn. Penryn, you don't know where her loyalty is. She talks like she's part of the resistance. She's friends with Raffi. So they're flying, right? They're flying over the sea. I don't know. Penryn still is so awesome at fighting, even when she's holding on to Raffi for dear life. And she grabs the sword's hilt and it gets heavy, and that's so smart of her. And she falls down into the ocean with the other angel. And she's like, oh my god, air, swim, think. And she's like, don't the bubbles go up? Bubbles go up. And that scene where they're collapsing on the sand at the beach, and he sees Penryn there again because he flew with her, and he hugs her finally, the first time they actually hug, not counting the part where they were flying together and she looped her arms around him, but that was very businessy, as it says in the book. This is like a legit hug and you're just like, oh my god, and I enjoyed it. It was cute, and he's like chuckling, and then they go to their little house together, and he like opens his demon wings to create a little heat trap, figures it out, and I love that. I really think Susan E. should write a novella about either Clara or Paige when she was abducted, or Raph's past. I think those three would be an amazing. I feel like this is going to be a trilogy because the relationship grows and Raph finally kind of accepts her a little bit, and he's just so happy he has her and he never wants to lose her. Will Raph stay on Earth? Will Penryn go to heaven with him? Will they split up and never see each other again? Oh, if it ends like that, I will be pissed. I will be pissed. Don't give me this really amazing kick-ass couple to only have them separate. I don't like that. I hate when things end like that. They either die together or they stay together. Sword joke was played out beautifully. So in the beginning of the book, Tweedledee or Tweedledum kind of asks her like, oh, what did you name your sword?
I don't give names. It's Pookie Bear.
Joke. What's up with this? And then we get to the end, and she dresses the sword up as a bear, and Raph is like, why is she dressed as a bear? We want to maim and kill cute. And she's like,
everybody loves cute.
Have you named her yet? She likes powerful names, so maybe you could appease her by giving her a good one.
I could name her anything she likes.
She gets named once by each carrier. If you've named her, she's stuck with it for as long as she's with you.
Damn.
What is it?
Pookie Bear.
Pookie? Bear? I've mentioned that names have power, right? Do you realize that when she fights this battle, she's going to have to announce herself to the opposing sword? She'll be forced to say something ridiculous like, I am Pookie Bear, from the ancient line of Archangel Swords, or bow down to me, Pookie Bear, who has only 2 other equals in all the worlds. How is she gonna get any respect?
Come on, seriously. No one's gonna respect that kind of pompous announcement anyways.
Penryn and Raffi are like hiding, and Paige shows up, and Belial's like, oh hello, and then she jumps up and takes a bite out of him, and she's like kicking him and crying. Oh my god, that part was so emotional for Penryn, because she's just like, oh my god, my little sister really hits this guy that much, and she's never shown any violence in her life, and then all of a sudden she's here killing a guy. I really thought that when Belial showed up and he was like, little worm, I really thought maybe he has a soft spot for Paige. Maybe he does. Maybe he's like that misunderstood guy that hates everyone but likes Paige because she just has such a likable personality. But he isn't. It made me mad. That fight with Burn. So she suddenly is just like, this sword is raging. It had to suffer upon insult. It's stuck with a weakling human, and she's about to get beaten in battle after 2 or 3 hits. No. And so the sword is like raging, and she's pissed, and Penryn's just like, fine, I'm pissed too. And then the sword shatters Burn's sword, which is so cool. Tell me what you thought about this book. Give me your rating in the comments.